what's up, guys? So we're back live again at Rockin' Pod 2019. Kind of a lot of noise going on in the background, so just bear with us here. But we have our first guest of the day, who I'm super, super excited about. This is Labelle, who is a fantastic drummer, just all around live session. We're going to get into kind of his journey today, how he's been so successful, and just get some good background on him. I've had the pleasure of having some conversations off the mic with him and have really enjoyed it already, so I think there's going to be some good value in this one. Short time frame, only about 15 minutes or so we'll jump right into it. Andre, what's up, my man?
How you doing, man?
What's up, bro? Good, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. It's a pleasure to be here with you. So, we were just talking off camera. I think I'd like to get back into the networking thing, man, because that was really interesting.
Yeah, no
just
doubt.
Give us a brief background on when you started playing drums and when you moved out to California, and then the cassette tape thing you were talking about.
Yeah, well, I started playing when I was 10 years old, and this is I'm 53 now, so it was 76 when I was 10, and Kiss was huge. That was the biggest band out there, and that's really what got me into it, being a kid and hearing Kiss, and but when I was really young, the way we networked was by handing out cassette tapes and videotapes and all of that. I grew up in Virginia, moved to California, was out there for like 12 years when I was in my early 20s, and I would give out VHS cassette tapes with my drumming on it, like a demonstration of my playing, and I probably passed out over 100 of those things through the years I was there. But that's how I ended up getting the gig with Vinnie Vincent, who was the second guitarist of Kiss. And yeah, man, it was a whole different world there with the networking. You would have to move to a big city in order to meet the people and get into this session work and all of that. But these days, it's a whole different ballgame, man.
Yeah. So that's an interesting point, man. Do you think it's still? So while it may not be as necessary to be in like a music hub, do you still think there is value with showing up face to face, even though you can submit digitally?
Well, what do you mean by value in the sense of?
In terms of so maybe you could submit a video and live in Atlanta, but if you're present in Nashville, you kind of have the opportunity to network with players that are actually here and get that FaceTime with them. In your opinion, how much weight is placed on still being in the town and versus not being in it? Like, do you think it's necessary to actually move to a music hub still these days, or can you get away with not doing it?
I think, if you already have a name and you can get to the right people as far as doing session work or even tours, I think you could probably do it just through the technology. But, as we were talking earlier, we're people. We got souls, personalities.
Right.
And I think that has a lot to do with whether or not you connect with somebody. Certain artists that are looking for a certain feel or vibe on their music, they're probably it's a subconscious type thing, whether they feel and connect with your personality. So you can't do that through the technology.
Absolutely.
So I would say it would be better to move to the city.
Yeah.
When you really get down to it.
For
Although
sure.
it's with the technology, things have changed because you no longer have to give out a cassette tape to somebody. I could meet somebody and have them watching my drumming immediately, just pull the phone out of my back pocket. That is unbelievable.
That is powerful. Yeah, absolutely, man. And have you noticed, obviously you've made a huge name for yourself.
I don't know how huge it is, but anyway. I'm trying to make my voice sound huge, and that'll make up for it.
Yeah. Do you that's awesome, man. Do you have to rely still on the digital submissions at all, or do you pretty much just operate 100% off of referrals by this point?
I'm definitely using the technology.
Awesome.
I think, if you go back to before we even had telephones, when that technology came in, it changed the world.
Yeah.
And we started living through the technology that we were given. It becomes a part of us and how we operate. So, deep into the future, I can only imagine that this technology is going to change society in a way. And back to the point that you were saying about networking and meeting people, and how do you get these opportunities? It's going to come about through this technology in a way that I probably wouldn't even be able to explain now, because
Oh, yeah.
we haven't been around it enough.
Right,
you know?
exactly. It's still a new thing, man. We still don't know where the trends are going with it.
What's going to happen with it 20 years from now? No
It's
doubt.
scary to
Absolutely.
think like what it's going to look like 20 years from now. I mean, it's already come such a interesting long way, but oh my gosh.
No doubt. And consider that, I mean, intellectual properties say, music these days, nobody's even selling records anymore because there's no way to make a profit off of it.
Right.
So it's all about the touring. So how is that going to change in the future as far as artists recording records and having the money and the backing to record the album, because it takes a lot of money to make a record that is of real quality, and on all the rehearsal time and the songwriting effort and all of that, to put something out that is not going to pay you back what you put into it. So how is that going to change in the future of music or just art in general?
Yeah, because the effort kind of starts to diminish. Have you? I mean, I'd love to hear more about that. Have you noticed a shift, like in the studio world, maybe not for the better because of that
I
technology
hate to say, but I think not for the better, at least as of now, because nobody seems to have a solution to, if you and I got together and we invested a lot of money and time to write songs together, and I know you're a drummer, but if we were doing something and we put that out, all that time and all that investment, how do we get a return on it? I mean, it's not even about making profit. How do we even just get a return for the money that we put into the project in order to put the art out there?
Right.
And the technology is great for getting it out there. Anybody can get it out there now. You don't need a record contract. But, I mean, you got that problem that we're talking about. So I wonder how that's going to change in the future.
Yeah, that's really interesting, man. Are you, to kind of offset that, are you trying to play live more? Or is there...
I'm mainly doing studio work now, but I want to get back out and start touring again. That's really what I'm looking at. I played with, I'll give you a rundown of some of the people that...
Yes, please.
Yeah, man.
Vinnie Vincent, I got with him when I was in Los Angeles and did an album with him called Guitarist from Hell. And that's a long story in on itself, but Robert Fleischman, the singer from that band, he and I did 2 albums together, and they're out there on the web. One thing beautiful about the web is that me just saying Robert Fleischman, The Sky, anybody can Google that and find the record instantly.
Right.
I don't even need to
man. That is really
say anything else. If they're interested, they can Google it, or just Google my name, and they're going to find what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Flood the Engine is another band that I recently recorded a record with, and that's the guitarist from Firehouse, Bill Leverty. Great guy, unbelievable talent. Really honored to play with him. Jimmy Coons from Carmen to Pieces band Cactus is on that record singing.
Oh, nice, man. I bet that's awesome.
Man, that guy is a monster. And Keith Horn, bass player, he played with everybody from Luke Bryan, country guy.
Yeah.
Here in Nashville, he played with Hart and Peter Frampton. But and I love doing studio work, but I'm hoping to get with a band that I can tour with because I want to play live again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what I'm looking at. So anybody out there that knows anything about some good gigs that pays at least $5 a day, give me a call. I'm kidding.
He's
about the
available.
price.
That's awesome, man. Well, so Steve's from Northeast Ohio originally, and we're both like big Buckcherry fans, man. We'd love to hear about your time with Josh Todd. If you don't mind.
Please.
That guy, we were talking about mojo.
Yeah.
We all speak, this language to communicate, but that doesn't mean I can talk like Morgan Freeman or Clint Eastwood,
Right.
Although I can speak, but Josh had that, man. The guy is just something about his character and his personality that was pushed through his singing that was just absolutely badass.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And a really good dude, too. Because he had that mojo and that power on stage, but off stage, the guy was really a good soul, good dude.
That's
but
awesome.
I played with him in a band called Slamhound just before Buckcherry. And
cool.
we were doing rehearsals, and there's a song that he had called I'm a Dog. And in the song, the chorus, it's going, I'm a dog, I'm a fucking dog. And I'm telling Josh, and it's like, man, how are you going to get these songs out there with cussing on it, And he was like, dude, I really don't care. I'll do what I do, and I want to roll with it, And then, needless to say, he comes out with that song "Crazy Bitch,"
and it's like,
and it's all over the radio, man. I felt like calling him up and saying, "Dude, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about,"
Right.
Right. But anyway, yeah.
He's got that, man.
He must have been smiling like the first
That's
time that
so
made it to
funny,
the radio.
man.
It's like,
Hell
fuck
yeah.
you guys.
I'm
man.
trying to be clever, like, give him some advice, and he knew what he was doing, no doubt. I mean, it's just a word. It's a curse word, but
Right.
anyway, I mean, the world is changing, no doubt, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's the way he delivers it, though, man.
Yeah,
you
no
can
doubt.
feel it. So the word almost becomes irrelevant at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good way to like kind of shock them out of the system, or like just shock them out of their routine. I do an intro where I throw an F-bomb in there on purpose, just because like I kind of have when we're in the studio when it's quiet, I can kind of sound like a professor. So I like to throw that out there just to make people pay attention.
Yeah.
It's not because I'm trying to be like,
Gotcha.
overtly
I
offensive.
hope I didn't offend anybody with dropping a curse word there. I don't know how your show is
Oh
operating.
no,
with
dude,
that,
we say
but
fuck, shit, piss, whatever you want to do, man. You
Just
throw it
showing
out.
respect, no
Yeah.
doubt. man.
No, absolutely, man. I think my whole point of saying that is I think it has utility in certain areas if you're trying to grab some attention, and
Their
if you
words,
use it,
yeah.
if you use it sparingly, right?
No doubt, man.
You have to just
It's
like-
the intent behind the word that matters. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, when I was growing up, cursing was just something that you did because it made you feel tough. It was a cool kind of thing as you're young.
Yeah.
And we're still doing that. We're still carrying that torch of, when we were kids wanting to be cool, no doubt. I mean, that's part of what I love about music.
For sure, man.
I'm not ashamed to say it at all,
Yeah, no, and same with us, man. We want to keep it going as long as possible, man. It's just that there's no other reason to chase any other feeling, man. It just feels great.
Yeah, no doubt,
Yeah.
man, no doubt.
So, man, you've played with so many people, and I just got to ask you one question, man. Is there a certain is there one particular maybe artist that you just got locked in with, and you're just like, fuck, man, that was amazing. Like one that just sticks out in your brain that you're like, I can't believe I got to fucking do that.
There's no way I could nail it down to one.
I'm sure.
And
yeah.
I mean, I couldn't do that because it's so diverse, music itself. And I'm a drummer, so I'm not writing songs. And the songs that are being written, it's coming from somebody's soul, somebody's experience of
Sure.
life, and they're sharing that with other people. So each song that I played on was a unique moment I was sharing my feelings as a drummer rhythmically within the character and the feel of the playing of the way the drums were executed. But with the songwriting, I mean, I love it all, man. Robert Fleischman is a guy. He was the singer from Vinnie Vincent. I really love his music. It's got a very spacey, intelligent kind of vibe about it.
Yeah.
And then Bill Leverty, the work with Flood the Engine, is more bluesy, more kind of a little bit of a funk kind of feel to it. So, I mean, diversity, no doubt.
Oh, for sure.
Sure.
That's awesome, man.
Well, unfortunately, we're already out of time, man,
I
which
know.
sucks. I could talk to you for hours. I feel like we're just
I
getting
appreciate
started.
it.
No.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we got to stay in touch, man. So with the
We will.
technology, I'll make sure that we stay in touch.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, where
'Cause
can
you're a
people...
drummer as well. I want to hear
Yes,
what
sir.
you're doing.
Yeah, definitely, man. No, I look forward to it. We can talk for days on all that for sure, and I
Awesome.
look forward to it. Where can people find you online, man? I want to help you get out there.
I appreciate it, man. It's Andre Labelle. If you just Google my name, you'll find it, or just AndreLabelle.com. But it's AndreLabelle.
Perfect.
Awesome. Thank you very much, brother.
Yeah,
This
thank
has
you
been
so
such
much
a
for your
great
time,
honor to
brother.
meet
I
you.
look forward to hanging out with you, man. I mean, we got
Definitely, man.
to get in the bar and at least have one drink,
For sure, brother.
Hell yeah.
That's about all I could do, though, because I'm 120 pounds. If I do 3 drinks, that's
You're done.
it. I'm playing
There
like
you go.
John Bonham then.
Right.
Kidding, yeah.
No, that's funny.
Thank you,
All
man.
right, Andre, thank you so much, man.